And live.
Awesome.
Oh, been a long day today. How about you?
A lot of driving. Traffic's a shit
Oh
show,
yeah,
dude. Well, I just got a notification
definitely.
that you're streaming. I
Yep,
had no
mine's popping
clue.
up too. Mine says we're upcoming.
I don't know what mine said. It says live with KO Knives. Yes, indeed.
Oh, there we go. All right, we are live. All right. This is interesting. I'm looking at it on mine, and I've got a full view of me on YouTube, but on my camera, it looks like I'm super zoomed in.
That's how. So the two-person lives are weird. Really, really weird. And I'm half of the screen on the phone, and you're half the screen on the phone as well. And then down below, you've just got a huge black section that's useless.
Oh, weird. Let me try and fix something. I'm getting a lot of lag, and I think I know why that is.
I've noticed it, but I wasn't going to bring it up.
There we go. Let's see if we can fix that with this. 5G my ass.
5G Maya.
Omar, how you doing? Live live. Pat, what's going on, guys? There we go. That seems to have fixed it.
So what'd you carry today?
Today, I wish I could show it. If we were on Rumble, today I was carrying one of our SN19 turbo slides. Actually, I know we're good on. You're good on knives. I know I'm good if I show slides. Doesn't cause a problem.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they hear me taking it apart.
Well, it's on your channel, so it won't affect me, but do
Yeah,
whatever you want to do.
True enough. We're gonna give it a shot. We'll see if Facebook or YouTube. I always say Facebook. I get banned on Facebook regularly.
Facebook sucks.
Anything meta is horrible. I'm of the opinion that they purposely despise the Constitution.
I've come to agree with that.
Here we are. This is what I regularly carry.
So what do you think about Cerakote?
Cerakote, it's good. Is it the best out there? No. There's better, diamond-like coatings that are way better, but it does give you a lot more design options. So if you're trying to customize things, Cerakote's probably the way to go. Whereas most other options, it seems most people only have, black, gray, tan, burnt bronze, and that's about it.
The PVD stuff's kind of weird.
Yeah. We've got that for some of our barrels now.
Yeah. How does it work for...
Oh, I see what he means by Pat commented on the black section. It's so that we can see them chatting and talking.
Now, you say that, but that section... The chat section's always down there. Just now it's black because there's two people. I kind of wish we could have like 4 people in here.
I know we can on Instagram. We did that. I don't have enough followers on Instagram. What's that?
I don't have enough followers. I need 1,000.
Oh, yeah. I was able to run it, but without 1,000. So I don't know if that's changing or...
Oh, well, then maybe they just hate knives more than they hate guns.
Or they just haven't found us yet. Well, we have been restricted on Instagram before, so...
Well, they found you then.
Knock on wood on that one.
My knife was sitting there rusting in my pocket today.
Today we were... I don't know if you heard earlier, we were working on the 26.
I did see that post, yes.
And the most aggravating thing, I get 3 magazines through it, and I wish I'd brought the recoil spring with me, but the recoil spring failed once I inserted the 4th magazine and got 2 rounds in. And I'm just like, it's a Glock OEM recoil spring, and I'm just like, come on. The whole point of like going to this range was so I could dump 200 to 500 rounds through this one build.
That's why you need to bring a parts kit everywhere you go.
We do for all the others, but since this is our first one for the 26, we didn't have any spare parts kits. We're
It's like
planning
a bit of an
on,
oversight.
yeah,
Just a
we're
little bit.
planning on getting more. But we were expecting OEM parts. It should have been just fine.
Well, OEM parts with a failed heat treat, it happens.
Yeah, it's always possible. E in 1990, what's going on, man? Don't call me radio. How you doing? Yeah, and I've told people that before, that because they have this weird perception that something manufactured can't fail.
Yeah, right.
Everything that's manufactured can fail.
Where do you think failures come from? Like sometimes the OEM ones are what cause the problems, and then you need those replaced.
I've replaced parts before they fail. I've never had one fail on me like that mid-range. Well, at least regarding this, I did have a shotgun have a catastrophic malfunction years ago. That was
Oh,
fun.
how'd that go?
Yeah, I got a backblast of unburnt hot gunpowder and gas right in my face. And the trigger guard completely blew off, as well as part of the breech. But I still hit the target.
Congratulations, you hit the target. You almost died along with it, but you hit the target.
See, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the importance of wearing your iPro.
I'll admit, I don't wear iPro when I go out shooting.
I was, just because, funny enough, we bought it at a mom and pop gun shop on consignment, and I'm like, this is a 1930s era pump action 12 gauge, and they only wanted $50 for it. Well,
Huh.
I've certainly found out why.
I was gonna say, I wonder why they wanted $50.
Yep. Well, sometimes you get lucky, because I've had that regard where I picked up a Lee Enfield, an old 410 bolt action, a Mosin, and an old Springfield for stupid cheap. And what it was, the family had offloaded them because someone had died and they didn't want them. Which, to me, that says you didn't really have great family right there, but okay. So I picked all those
Yeah.
up, and I was just hoping this was another gem. And nope. And it passed all the functions checks, too. Every single one of them. And what ended up being the issue, as best we can tell, is that the firing pin protruded just slightly while pushing the action forward. Just enough to cause the shell to discharge while the breech was not fully closed.
My thought was, no, that wouldn't have changed anything. Possible too much powder in the cartridge.
That's
But
possible, but we were using birdshot, so it shouldn't have been
that's
that bad.
not common. And yeah, if it's birdshot, it shouldn't have enough pressure anyway.
Because that's all we were doing was test firing new guns that we had just gotten. The range safety didn't notice a damn thing.
That's a bad range safety officer.
Yeah, I haven't been back there too much since, and they have a lot of FUD type rules. So now I just
Please.
got to shoot in the desert.
I'm gonna take a wild guess that one of those rules is no more than no more than one round every 3 seconds or something.
Pretty much, yeah. And I found that out shooting, because I learned this in the Army, shooting in controlled pairs. Basically, shoot twice and then reacquire your target. Shoot twice, reacquire target. And I was practicing that at the time. And he's like, there's no feasible way that you're hitting all rounds on target. And I'm like, I can put a new target up. You want to watch? And sure, yeah, do it. And then, sure enough, I do it. He's like, yeah, well, you still can't do that. Okay.
I love when they have you prove it, and then they're still saying no. Like that's so stupid.
And the whole group we were with, it was all Army, Marines, Navy, and cops.
They
And it
don't
was just like,
care.
we know what we're doing.
Yeah, they don't care.
It's like, all right, man, it's your range, but I mean, you're discouraging me from coming back.
Yep. And by the sounds of it, you never did.
Yeah, especially we did take a group out because some people live nearby, And so we took a bunch of females who had never shot before, who just got interested in firearms. Sadly, one of them had been attacked, and that kind of what spurred them all on to gun ownership. But the only people they knew that knew anything about guns were us. So we're like, yeah, sure, we'll go teach you firearm safety and basic marksmanship. And then from there, you choose how you want to grow. If you want to keep shooting with us or you want to go shoot with other people, hey, whatever. And we took them there, and they kept sending over female employees to discourage them from shooting with us so they could join their all-female shooting group that you had to pay for.
Well, that's dumb.
It's like, we were just doing it for free. We always invited people. You've never shot a gun before? Hey, come along with us. You can use our ammo.
That's kind of how we are. Yeah.
And it just kind of ruined the vibe. So it's ever since then we haven't been back.
That's weird. Pushing people to join a paid gun group. I'm assuming by saying discouraging things.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, it's all inclusive female group, and it's like we had female vets with us too, and there were female cops with us too, in addition to everybody else. It was a large group, but they kept trying to usher all the females away. Like, hey, join this all. Which, hey, if that's how you're comfortable learning how to shoot, whatever, you know. But it ruined the vibe for the whole group because they kept coming back after being told no.
Yeah, for a free case of ammo, I've never gone shooting either.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
Right? Oh, we got here in the chat is Eat 1990. Don't Call Me Radio. Dolly Man, hey man, welcome to the live. I don't think I've seen you before. If I have, my apologies. I've got a bad memory. Yep, that's a troublesome group. What you got working on your knife side?
On my knife side of things, I buy and sell a lot of stuff. I've started trying to push more stuff lately, and things are expensive. I didn't realize when I bought this thing, I won this in an auction. The auction was like $40 a knife, and this one brand new goes for $270 or something.
Oh damn!
And it's 11 years old. It's trashed, but I got it sharp and it's going just fine. Just went out and bought a Benchmade against my better judgment, and because they're overpriced. And I'm stuck carrying this pile of shit for the rest of the week for a review.
Have you checked out any of the definition knives?
I did, and I found them to be, let's see, they use a lot of D2, which is fine. I'm just a little bit of a snob, and I like better steels than that.
That's fair. I mean, we're kind of the same way when it comes to 17.4 versus 416. So,
well, we were talking about another steel that you guys could use, but I don't remember what steel it was.
Oh, that's right. We started going through a whole list of them, didn't we?
Yeah, but we found one that was like slightly better than the stuff that you use, but
we did. Oh, what was it?
It started with 17, but I don't remember which one it was.
I've got it written down somewhere, but I had a whole, because I started writing everything down in a notepad. So
James,
I can always look that back up.
Metro Jethro, how's it going?
Hey, James, how you doing? Metro Jethro, right on, man. How'd it perform?
Well, I'm assuming because you're not getting cussed out that it performed just fine, but that never really, that's not a good assumption to make.
I get some of the politest complaints sometimes. And then I get some really horrible ones. I can say I do have a slight update on the Siley Optics Wolf X Pro. And after having put now 600 rounds with this one, it's finally starting to loosen up a bit.
You don't use Loctite when you put them on?
Not for this one, because we're going to be swapping.
Fair enough. Have you looked into purple Loctite?
Purple Loctite?
Yeah, so give me just a sec. I got to look it up to make sure that I'm not spazzing out or something.
Oh, right on, Metro. I'm glad to hear it. Just took this one to the range yesterday.
There's two downsides to the tandem streams. Is one, when you're having a conversation, you don't look at chat very often, so you don't really respond to chat as often. And two, less people tend to show up, but you have somebody to talk to with an actual
True.
conversation. So purple Loctite was supposed to be for stuff that's supposed to be hand tight, and that's it.
Okay.
But I need to look it up and make sure that I'm not spazzing out.
Red blue mix.
Okay.
So I remember we had recommended people using blue Loctite for ours with optics. That way, I mean, it's not as strong as red, but
Well, red's like permanent.
yeah, this way they have a chance of getting it off again.
Yeah, blue is I want to be able to take this apart eventually. And then purple is low strength for small fasteners, specifically things like knife pivots and I'd assume fasteners for sticking. You get where I'm going with this. The sight on a slide.
Yeah, makes sense. Especially if you're planning on swapping it again frequently.
Exactly.
Because while I have tested out the Wolfex Pro, not as extensively as others, only 600 rounds, but I still have the Wolf EDG over here that I have yet to put on anything.
So let's see. It's Loctite 222 MS. Purple, low strength, ideal for fasteners of diameters up to 1/4 inch. Is for accurate clamp loads. Parts can be easily disassembled using ordinary hand tools. They're used for adjustment screws, countersunk head screws, and set screws.
Yeah, that might be good for that purpose.
And supposedly, it's supposed to be good for low strength metals like aluminum or brass. It's worth looking into.
That might be good for anyone looking to keep the aluminum RMR cover plate on and not do much else. And then if they want, they should still be able to get it off if they ever in the future decide that they want to put on an optic.
Yeah. Yep. One of the Mr. Bullshitter. That's some of these names.
Hey, Candy's in here.
Are great.
Oh yeah, the usernames on IC are amazing.
Some of these things are just the best.
Gonzo Stiff Nation. Gonzo, you started that whole thing, so man, reach out to me on Instagram sometime. I got something for you.
Oh, I need to. How long are we going to go with this? Like
Until we get tired of it, I guess. Or until family says I got to go do stuff.
Fair enough. I meant to make a post saying that I'd be live streaming here, and I forgot to do that. So,
are we in the same Instagram group?
No, probably not.
There's so many people in there. Some have moved in and out, and I forget sometimes. Let's see here.
Well, that's interesting. I'm on my own feed.
Oh, hey.
So that's what it looks like on a phone.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so they can see some of my background. For me, I mostly just see my head.
Well, it would be great if I could see comments too. There we go. Okay, yeah. So this is a tiny phone, though. So everything is small. Oh,
Candy
yeah.
just wants to lick the ribbons. That's funny.
Share. Copy link. Okay. Anyway, what's your next the next slide you're looking into?
So after we finish the 26 and we get all the kinks out of it, the first one we're making is the 26 version of the turbo. And after that, we'll make a Zoom and we'll make, I think, a Viper and maybe a Hellet. But then we'll be working on the 43. I mean, we're already working on the 43. It's just taken a little bit of a back burner compared to the 26.
Any particular reason for that, or?
There's already some companies that want to buy a few dozen of them, so guaranteed sale.
Fair enough.
And the 43 will follow in short order. It is going to be a little different because if you stack them next to each other, you've got the 26, the 19, the 17, and the 34 and the 17L. It's all the same slide, just different lengths. I mean, they do have a little bit of their own unique challenges based on the size, but it's easier to do that progression than it is jumping off to the 43, which is its own animal.
Yeah, I will just say that I really don't like guns having multiple lengths of things because well, I can't complain too much actually. And that's because I have like 3 of the same knife in different lengths. I can't be complaining too much. Let's see. Yeah, anything but optics and plates, I could understand that.
Johnny says he thinks he owns one of your knives.
Oh, this one? Thing's expensive. I'd sharpen it, but here on stream, I'm half of a screen, so.
Yeah, see, on my side, I can see the whole knife just fine. That looks great. But then when I look at mine, it's just my head.
Yep. You never know. That thing's huge. But yeah, I can't sit here and complain too much when.
I get the, I get why it's becoming popular. People liked the 26 because it was compact, but men didn't like it as much because their pinky decided to just slide right under the magazine. So now when Glock Store is making this new 26X frame that is not Glock affiliated, but still has the name because Glock Store. My understanding, it's made with by Grit Grips for Glock Store. Is guys are now sitting here like, oh, cool, I have the 26, and now without doing any modification on my part, my pinky is not going to slide under, and I have a better grip on it.
Well, couldn't you just get a longer mag?
Yeah, and I've tested that out too, and it doesn't feel the same, and you don't get as good a fit compared to, like, say, take the 19X for example. It's kind of a similar concept, and or take a PSA Dagger compact versus the Dagger full size S.
Okay.
It just feels better in your hand, and this way there's no fitting issues. There's no way this magazine's going to rattle, especially as it wears out over time. So I get it, but what I don't get is the $150 price tag for the 26X frame without a parts kit in it.
Does it surprise you?
Yes and no. Mostly no.
Okay, good, because nothing surprises me anymore.
I mean, I didn't expect them to be as low as PSA. Nobody's ever going to be as low as PSA.
No.
But I did expect, like, okay, maybe $100, no parts kit makes sense, but not $150, and you still have to buy the parts kit.
That is,
Cool.
I can't complain too much either on that. And the reason I can't complain is because I'm pretty sure everything on my table right now is $700. So 800. That's 800.
Jeez. I like knives. I have never been as up to date as to their costs and value and why.
Cost, it changes all the time. Value also changes all the time. The reason why is mostly materials.
That makes sense.
I mean,
the cost of buying steel changes from type to type.
Yeah, there are steels that act better or do better in certain environments than others. Your ex-wife was lower than PSA. Did you mean cheaper? Because, damn.
I mean, I picked up a bunch of their frames for exactly that reason. They were cheap and they're good to test on, especially since we know a lot of people have them.
You know what sucked is they had them on sale a while back for like $49, the dagger frames, and I completely missed out on it by like a day.
Oh, yeah. I picked up their 3-pack, so it had the micro, which is good for the 43, the compact for the 19, and the full size S. Admittedly, I didn't do my research. I thought the full size S could fit a 17 slide. Nope, fits 19s. So I got all three of those for, I forget, but it was a good deal. And then I waited too long because then they started selling all of their colored frames for anywhere from 30 to $50 a pop.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, cool. I'll get one in, what was it? Like Tiffany blue or whatever. I was like, I don't care what color they are. I just need them to work.
And they were
And when I
sold
went
out.
back on payday to go look at them, they were all gone. I should have
Yep.
just bought.
Yeah. I have an understanding that when I buy knives, I either buy them for my personal collection or I buy them for the channel, and I keep those separate. And when I'm buying something for me, I don't buy things immediately. When I'm buying something for the channel, I'm snatching that shit up. You're
Yeah.
surprised that PSA hasn't made a 26?
Yes, I'm kind of surprised they haven't too. Especially with the 26X coming out. I mean, really all they need is just a shorter PSA frame, which I can't show you guys, or YouTube will have a conniption.
Yeah, ain't that fun?
That is why people are switching over to Rumble, but Rumble still is not as easy to use as YouTube is.
It's not as prevalent either. So people
Yeah,
kind of just show up on YouTube because YouTube comes installed on almost every device ever now, and Rumble doesn't.
that's true.
People don't usually go out of their way to look for a new platform to look through.
Yeah, though with as much as YouTube and others, like anything under the Meta umbrella, keeps restricting either speech or anyone doing anything with 2A or just weapons in general, I think they are going to migrate slowly over there over time
Sure.
because like we just got unrestricted again after being restricted to be unrestricted to be restricted on Facebook.
And
And
then
they've
you
been
got
doing this to us
restricted.
for like 10 months now. Where one week we're restricted and the next week we're not. And then we're unrestricted and restricted. And it's been ongoing.
Okay, to be completely fair, I 100% agree with you that those Benchmades are overpriced. $180 for a thin piece of plastic with a blade on it, not worth it. That's disgustingly overpriced. And I talk shit about them all the time.
You know how many guys I saw with Ozarks and Gerbers in the army? I mean, they're cheap and they work for what you need them for.
I could understand the Gerber side of things.
What was the other one? There was a third one. I'm totally spacing right now. Ozark, Gerber, and another one. Ah, well.
Well, you think Spyderco would be in there somewhere, but they're pretty pricey too. Yes, this is the new blue one.
It
And
looks
I
nice.
don't like Tontos. It's an Ozark Trail.
Hmm.
It's got some sort of bronze-ish Cerakote to it. I'm testing it though. I don't know how it's going to be.
I will say that is that a lot of guys who bought like the Ozarks and whatever other that third brand I'm spacing is that they'd go and use them in the field environment, and so many guys would walk away with broken off blades. So,
Buy a better knife.
yep. They're like, nope, we were just got it for this one purpose, and if it breaks, it breaks. And that was a lot of the mentality because they didn't want to spend their money on it. I was like,
No,
all right,
that's
fair
fair.
enough. But
But
then
how
when it
many
came
knives are you
time to
gonna buy?
like, yeah, then when it came time to go overseas, then they'd buy something good.
Yeah, I don't understand that mentality. So here's my problem. I can't say that I don't understand not buying expensive shit because I don't buy expensive shit often. However, that buy once cry once mentality is true until you start buying more than once, and
Yep.
then you're crying all the time because you're broke.
Kind of saw that with I'm not going to talk crap about too many slide companies. I'll let the commenters talk crap about other slide companies.
I'll
But
talk
I've seen
trash
that.
about knife companies all the time, but only about pricing for like value. If the thing you're selling isn't worth it, then I'm telling people that.
Yeah, I've had a few try and tell us that with that, but once we go through the troubleshooting, they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it wasn't you." I'm like, "Yes, thank you, appreciate it." Don't get me wrong, anything and everything can and will break and will malfunction at the worst of times, or even at the best of times, because stuff happens.
You have the white one. I had issues with the white one. I think I cut one box and it needed sharpening. And then I cut another box and then it needed sharpening again. So for $5, I've decided that it's a fidget toy. That's it. It's
Which
in
one's the fidget toy?
So there was a Christmas version of this that was $5 at Walmart, and the mystery steel that it was made out of was just hot garbage. So I decided it's a fidget toy and that's it.
Just can't keep its edge.
It won't. Nope. One. Do you know the Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich things?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the box that they come in is like cardstock.
Hmm.
Okay. I cut one of those up and then it needed sharpening again.
That's insane.
That is the worst edge retention I've ever gotten on a knife.
You
So
wouldn't think
props for that.
a knife could get its ass kicked by cardboard, but
Well, sure. Usually it takes a while.
yeah, after you've
Not
cut
that
through,
quick.
dozens and dozens of boxes.
Shit was dull in 3 minutes. That's a record. That is a record. It is hit or
Reminds
miss.
me of those cheapo dollar store knives that you can get
I know which
with the
ones you're
little,
talking about.
yeah, little plastic head. It's like 3 inches long,
Yep.
and people buy them and they use them and they break almost immediately.
Yep. And then they
And
start complaining about how my knife broke because blah 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 blah. It was $1.25. Suck it up.
I got one just for the heck of it, because why not? I stuck it into a board and then the knife broke out of it. I was like, okay, that's why it's $1.
For real. They're basically a fake of this, but it's got a plastic piece right here, and it's half serrated. So you're paying $1 to have a fake version of a $200 knife.
They look about the same, yeah. I mean,
They
other than
do.
the dollar store
Yeah.
one's cheap as hell.
If it works good, then it works good. I'm not going to say that yours is bad because mine was. But for $5, if it's bad, I'm not going to complain too much.
Yeah, Candy makes a point there on I don't think spending more gets you a better product, vice versus on cheap. Yes, yeah, you do kind of want to point. Some people are definitely charging more for namesake. Um, or because of appearance, and it's not always a better quality product. That
Yep.
said, there is some definite cheap stuff out there that everyone should avoid.
The way I looked at that was, what was I thinking? Let's see. The way I looked at these cheap Walmart knives was, if I buy one of these, let's see, this was 20. A bug out is 180. So what is that? 8? If I bought 9 of these, it costs 1 bug out. How many of these am I going to go through versus a bug out, you know? Is it 9 times worse than a bug out is? And probably not.
I mean, it's the same for like anyone that bought or maybe still buys. I don't know if they fixed the issue, but say Rock Slide. You know, they're going to go. Well, I hope it's going to work for me, and they hope it's going to last 5,000 rounds. And some people can't get it to last 100 rounds before it cracks. But then they buy another and another, and this was a few years back when people were still buying them. Like I don't know if they've changed the steel, so I don't want to talk trash. Maybe they fixed the issue, but
Well, now I got a question about that. So don't get me wrong. Like, let's say you buy a slide, or you buy just something, right? In the middle of use, your first time using it, it breaks. Justify why you go back and buy another.
that is tough to do. And I guess it mostly depends on how good their customer service on fixing the issue is for you. If they
Sure.
fix it and your second one runs like a champ, because yeah, I guess it also depends on what you were doing the first time around. For example, I knew a guy that broke a slide. Forget the name of the company, but it's because he was running a binary trigger and he was sending rounds downrange, just ridiculous. And, and he broke it like the first 2 weeks of owning it. And I'm like, well, yeah, you were putting it through something it was not designed to do. So you should expect some wear and tear. But to be fair, you also put several thousand rounds through the damn thing before it broke. So
Now I got another question for you.
mm.
Shouldn't Why would a binary trigger change anything? Because it's just pulling the trigger twice, basically.
Sustained. Well, I can't. It's hard to say sustained rate of fire because I've actually fired machine guns, but I guess just continuous stress. Because normally you could not personally pull the trigger that fast and then reload when they dump, what's that extended 40 round magazine, and they've got the 50 and 100 round drum mags, and then they're just at the range holding their finger just right to just keep sending it. Is just that sustained rate. It wasn't designed for it. Mostly you'll see parts kits break before you see a slide break, but bad heat treat or something. I've seen 416 slides break that way where just the heat treat wasn't good enough. And even 17.4, if the heat treat wasn't right, the spec sheet might say it is, but maybe they didn't do their job. There's a good chance one of these could break under those conditions.
They say
I'd
you're
like to
right
think.
on customer service, and I
Yeah.
completely agree. If customer service gets it all figured out, I'll go for another, but I'm not going to buy one to replace one that broke. If I'm using it normally, to be fair.
Yeah, like if someone breaks one of our slides, first thing I want to ask is, dude, how did you do it? How did you make that happen? And then, show me some pictures, and then, yeah, we'll make it right. We'll get you a new slide.
How many have you broken?
I've not broken a single one of these yet.
Okay. Yeah, I can't argue with that then.
Yeah, I not personally, but I'm not also putting it. I'm sure someone else is out there stress testing the crap out of them. Like I've got one here. I know we put 1,500 rounds through this, and I am slowly putting this one through its paces, slowly. So I'm expecting a break of something at some point. I mean, heck, we saw the Glock OEM recoil spring break on us. I wasn't expecting that.
So where do you expect your slides to break if they're going to? See, that's a solid question right there.
It is.
What is the weak point on those?
Hmm. With enough stress, here,
I could see that.
right here, and then
No, yeah.
maybe if it's one of the older ones that we don't really make these anymore. Let's see. I could see potentially. Now, thankfully, it's 17.4, but I could see potentially a crack at
Oh,
some
on
point.
those.
Yep, right on the cuts. It's possible. I haven't seen it yet, but someone might run it, and it might happen because it's
I
always
would
possible.
agree on the recoil spring post. That is definitely what I'd think would be the weakest spot on that.
And I've seen a Glock OEM where the recoil spring post broke off. I mean, the guy had run it for quite a long time, but it happened, and I think Glock replaced it for him.
So, with that in mind, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just curious, will you be beefing that section up or just leaving it the way it is? I mean, you've never seen one break, so I can't say that it's a problem section. I'm just
Well,
curious.
we might be able to beef it up a little bit. Let me do something off screen for a second. There is a little bit of room to do that, so it's possible. And if it becomes an issue, maybe just to add a few thousandths on.
Fluffy Bunny's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But
Yeah, I mean, it would be a future issue if all of a sudden people started coming out to us with them like, "Hey, man, this is happening." It's like, okay, we need to address something. But so far, no problems. Thankfully, knock on wood on that one. Hickok cracked a Glock slide at the front recoil. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, everything when it comes to manufacturing, through the entire logistics of it, is everyone trusting that the person before them did everything they were supposed to do. So when we get
yep.
our bars of steel in, like this, the spec sheet might say, hey, it's Rockwell is this, it was heat treated to this is the steel it is. And then we trust that, knowing that they say they did their job right. And then if they didn't, someone has a problem after we've milled it. Usually you can figure it out because we've gotten bad steel before and you're in the middle of milling it and you're just like, we got the wrong steel. This isn't right.
So
And
do
then
you
you call
base
them
that
back.
off of sound or
Sound and how much it's eating up end mills.
okay?
We've gotten incredibly ferrous steel before. We've gotten annealed bars before. We did not order annealed bars,
That would
but we
suck.
found it out. Hard on the outside, kind of gummy in the middle.
Yep.
And sure enough, and we told them like, hey, we've busted this many end mills. Hey, this has happened. Like, we need to get a replacement steel order. Like, you can have all these back, but we need the steel we ordered.
Yeah, this is annealed. The blade on this is annealed, and this thing doesn't hold an edge worth shit. And these things are $90, and it's my only time handling this steel. I might have just got a bad heat treat, but not impressed.
I think, and to a degree, when it comes to the customer service side, I think instant gratification has become quite a bit of a problem. I
I'd
don't
agree
think
with that.
enough people allow a company to fix the issue because, like anything in manufacturing, something could be screwed up because somewhere along the way, somebody didn't do the job right, or a heat treat went wrong, or what have you. Like, you got to give I won't write a company off until I've allowed them the opportunity to try and fix an issue.
I'll
And if
agree
they
with
fix
that.
it, then great, because stuff happens. We're all human. We all screw up. Anybody who's saying they've never screwed up is definitely lying.
No,
None of
see,
us are
customer
perfect.
service is a huge thing to me. If your customer service sucks, I'm probably not coming back. And I will tell people that your customer service sucks. So, and at this rate, what I say means something to some people, but I'll give you a couple chances to make it right.
Yeah,
It's not just a single try and, oh, yeah, you were mean to me, so I'm gonna write you off now. I'll give you guys a couple chances, and if you keep continuously screwing up, I'm just not coming back.
Yep. There's been businesses where I don't shop there anymore because they've screwed it up enough times or they've done something. It's like, all right, I can't deal with that anymore. Moving on. And
It's my
those are
money. I
definitely
want it
things.
now.
Tolerances are probably so tight. How would you even put more material in there? He's got a point, and to a bit of our pride, when we measure our slides against Glock OEM, we're within 5 thousandths, so like a piece of hair. So adding more material on is going to be a little rough, and we'd have to measure the frames for Glock OEM, PSA, Geisler, Grit Grips, all of them, just to make sure. I mean, OEM would be the standard, but you can't make it flush with the frame. You can't. There's always got to be a little bit of room, and I've actually had that conversation a few times. Is like, well, why can't I get my slide flush with the frame? I'm like, you won't see an OEM Glock slide flush with the frame. There needs to be room for movement, unless you want to strip off plastic every damn time you shoot.
I just thought of could you? I don't know how Glocks look at the front. I've never had one pointed at me, but
Fair point, and I hope you never do.
preferably. Let me look at how they look real quick because I'm curious. If you could just extend the front of the slide slightly to make it thicker right there. Not that it's necessary because, again, you haven't had any problems with it. I'm just curious at this point.
Oh, I see. To make the slide slightly, yeah, that's possible. It might hang off a bit though. Like for example, if you look at the Gen 3s to Gen 4s, some of them below them for the recoil post, they have a bit of a gap. And so there's been some companies who've made an adapter to close that gap up for the Gen 3 to Gen 4. So I wonder how the gap might look if we made it just a smidge longer. But
So what
yeah,
I'm
that
seeing
could be possible.
on the 19X, just one picture of it is the slide isn't flush with the recoil spring plunger thing or whatever, the guide rod,
Mhm.
and it's definitely not flush with the barrel. The barrel sticks out further. As a
Yep,
possible
and
option, you could make
that
it
does
more
that on
flush.
most clocks. The barrel actually sticks out a bit.
Yeah,
So we could, I guess, extend it almost to the end of the barrel. And it's really noticeable on Glock 26s how much you see it stick out. I don't know if that's just because the Glock 26 is so small, so much smaller than other Glocks that it's just noticeable, or if it's actually sticking out more. I'd have to measure it.
I just looked up a Glock 26. That thing is ugly.
Yeah,
I
I
don't say
carry the
ugly
19.
often, but damn, the first picture that showed up, it's like stubby, really, really stubby grip.
It is, and if you look a few over, you'll see someone who got the extended magazine, or
Yeah,
they get an extender for the pinky. Yep, it is. It's still popular though. People like it.
it's like that one nephew that you know something's wrong, but you don't want to talk about it.
That boy ain't right.
There's something wrong there. Oh, that's popular too.
Yeah,
Oh boy,
Fluffy says it's my money and I want it now. Yep.
the
Oh yeah,
X
look up the
doesn't look terrible.
26X.
On the one picture that I found of a 26X, it doesn't look bad. But
No,
that
no.
the regular 26 is just freaking ugly.
And I get what they were going for. They were going for a compact 19.
Like a subcompact type deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and then later they came out with the 43 and the 42, which were, I mean, I'm not much for 380. I do kind of want a Bursa for some reason. I don't know why. I like the way it felt. But yeah, the 43 was the way to go. And then people kind of stopped going for the 26 over to the 43, but it still has a good following. The weird thing I see is when people stick 20 round magazines in the 26. I'm like,
That
why?
that's gonna look terrible. Stick
It
a
does.
32 on it. A 32 round mag. And it'll oh, that is gonna be ugly.
I've seen what has fondly been called the hood special.
Yes, yeah. That's a little
It-
more special than the hood special.
or when you see a 50 round drum on a 26 and then it's got an O light in the front. And
An Olight and an ACOG on top or something. Because why? Because I'm not broke and you're broke.
I mean, I've seen some crazy builds, and ultimately, it's your gun. You build it however you want to build it. Like, I've seen some color schemes that have been asked of us that personally, do I like it? No. But you're the customer.
No,
If
but
that's
you're
what
gonna
you
pay for
want,
it.
yeah, that, by all means, go ahead. You're the customer. We did
I mean,
a custom camo for somebody that I thought personally looked awful, but the customer is in love with it. It's the colors they want. And I'm like, well, man, I'm glad you're happy because it's your build, it's your gun. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
I'm glad you're happy because if I was continuing to look at this thing, I'd be throwing up all the time.
It's like, yeah, okay. It's like, yeah, that's the color you're going with, huh? Okay.
That is definitely a color.
It is an option. I will say this has turned out to be pretty good. I mean, as far
Yeah,
as all loops go, but funny enough, we actually test our slides raw without loop when we get done machining them.
that
So,
is brutal.
yep. So here's one. Oh, actually, I showed a picture of it earlier. But so here's a raw one. This is our 17 Viper, and this is actually the first one we tested before we started producing the ones we have now. And it's still a little sharp, not really, but when they first come off the machine, it'll rip skin off you.
That's that sounds about right, honestly.
Yep. So just go to rip, and yep, we've all lost skin testing them, and that's why we don't sell raw slides individually.
I
They
think
need
the
a different
steel we were
treatment.
talking about the other day was 17.7.
That sounds right. I mean, if it
Notification.
were the same price and if it didn't chew up the end mills worse, I could see doing it. But it might be more expensive
Yeah, I think it was more expensive.
because sometimes convincing distributors and vendors to some of them ask us, "Hey, will you go down to 416 because it's cheaper?" No, no, we will not.
That's fair.
17 is better. But they're like, hey, I mean, any distributor and vendor is always going to try and get something cheaper. But some of them have found out, again, like going cheaper is not always better, and they're having issues with some of their providers for 416 slides. Part of it's the heat treating. They're having issues with 416 and heat treating, so they're not getting good quality products, or they've gotten slides that have then been machined, gone out to be heat treated, come back, and some of them are too warped to stay true. Even if they do a quick little remachine, they're messed up.
Well, then you're sitting there with using machining tools on stuff that's already hardened.
Yep.
And depending on the machining tools that you're using, it's not going to go or it's not going to end well.
Yeah, they're going to burn through their end mills, and
And that's just not worth it anymore.
no, and that's why we went with 17.4. It's already hard from the get go. Does it chew through end mills? Yeah, compared to 416, definitely. But we get a good product, right at the finish. We don't have to wait for the long heat treating process either.
And then sold to me for it to crack.
Pat wants to see said camo. Oh, that one, that's already gone, buddy. And we already sold it, already gave it away.
You should have taken pictures of that thing. If it's ugly enough, you have to have a wall of ugly shit. Just pictures of the ugliest slides you've ever done.
We do have a wall of busted up steel. So, like when an end mill broke in the middle of cutting and it messed up the slide so it's no longer functional, or that it's just so bad we couldn't even sell it as a blend, we do have some of those at the shop. Because stuff happens. Most of them just get scrapped out.
Who was your quality control? Was that your wife? Or?
That's Justine. That's Brian's wife.
Okay. Yeah, you said that she finds shit that you wouldn't have even noticed.
Oh yeah,
really
yeah,
picky type of person.
incredibly. Or stuff that we are just like, we'll sit here and look at the slide and like, what are you talking about? Like, what thing? And she'll point out like, oh yeah, you're right down in here, and
There's
it's like,
like
oh,
a
like, are you
grain
sure
of
that's a
sand.
like, yep, that's a blem now. It's like, oh, all right, but because people then buy some of our blems and they can't find the problem. They'll comment like, you said you sold me a blem, right? Like, I can't find the blem on here. I'm like, good, good. I don't want you to.
Yeah, if you noticed it, then it's a little worse than our regulars.
Oh yeah, and some of them have been. We've had some blems that we sent off to RB Tactical, and they've sold a couple of those that we wouldn't normally sell. And it's just because, and it's still functional, still shoots.
Sure.
Uh, just looked awful enough that we were like, no, this is going to be somebody's project. Be somebody who's working in their garage and wants something cheap to play around with.
See, I don't usually buy blemished knives, but it brings the cost down enough to where it's actually tempting sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, ours are anywhere from 30 to, well, 30 to 70, maybe 80 cheaper for the blems. Depends.
70,
Sometimes we have blend sales too.
damn.
And it could be, the thing is that you never know what the blem is. It could be a tool mark. It could be where, end mill went in and it just deflected off and you have a toolkit right there and it's like, oh, okay. Or it could be we were training somebody new on Cerakote and they messed up or it just cured in the oven wrong. And it's like, oh, well, it's still a perfectly functional slide. It just doesn't look perfect on the Cerakote. It's like, oddly shaped fruit or something. It's like, it's still good, just not good enough for full price.
I think that your quality control person is the type of person I want when I'm getting knives made because I'm picky. I'm not that picky, but I'm pretty picky. If
Oh,
they're
yeah.
catching shit off the line like that, then like a grain of sand that's wrong, then that's more than good enough.
Yeah.
Jeff,
I mean,
welcome in.
little scuff here and there has never really bothered me until I found out, and I did not know this. This was young me buying my first guns, that you could request a discount from the store because of blemishes and get 5 to 10% off. If I had known that earlier, I'd have been like, oh, yeah, where is this little? Because that's 5 to 10% going towards ammo.
Yeah, 5 to 10% adds up pretty damn quick. By the way,
Oh, yeah. Which actually, for those of you that might not know, if you are militarily affiliated, Sportsman's Warehouse, if you have one, gives you 5% off, including ammo and firearms
ooh,
on everything in the store: knives, ammo, firearms, bows. Yep, everything.
that doesn't help me, but yeah, I was fairly close to joining, and what happened was I ran out of money. Like they took 4 months to finish going through my paperwork, and I ran out of money by that time and had to go do something else.
Oh, I've seen a few do it. There, I remember guys in processing, and some of them ended up during in processing, basically almost ended up homeless. And they were like, "Yeah, we got a place you can." And they basically found a local Army Reserve or National Guard unit and let them hang out there until they got finally shipped off to basic. Which I'm not sure how okay that was, but they got their guys to basic.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, they got them there. I mean,
I did insanely well on that stupid test that you're supposed to do, and I can't talk about the questions, but I can tell you the score that I got was a 97 out of 100.
that's
I
damn
could have
good.
done anything
That's
if
a
they
damn
would have
good
finished
score.
my paperwork quick enough. And thank you. I spend a shit ton of money on knives.
Oh yeah, anytime they're like, "Oh, hey, we get you 5%." Oh, yes, please, because I'm going to spend the rest of the money on ammo or parts or whatever else.
Here's the thing: is that 5%? That's almost enough to offset tax in my state.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, our tax is like 8%, so I mean, it fixes it a little bit.
Yeah, it's 6 here. It used to be 5, and they said the extra percent was going to be temporary. But it's the government, so how temporary is temporary?
There's been no taxes. Well, I guess some have been removed over time, but I mean, the first national taxes, I'm quoting this all wrong, so feel free to go look it up and learn some history, was because of the Civil War, and they passed them, and then they never went away. And then came World War One and the Great Depression and more taxes, and they were supposed to be temporary, and then they never went away. They just kept adding more or making the tax worse.
I don't understand how they can get away with taxing. So get this, right? They tax not only the company, but they tax paying the employees. Then they tax the employees themselves. And then they tax everything you buy. Like,
And the property that they're on, and the
And
property
the
of the person
property.
buying it, and
not only the property that the company's on, but your property, the roads, the cars, vehicle. They tax everything at least 4 times before it gets to you.
that's why the one tax that we can get rid of, or at least that we don't have to charge anybody, is when we're dealing with dealers, vendors, anybody who has an LLC or whatever. You've got your business license. The tax only goes to the final buyer. So the people who want to buy stuff from us, like wholesale, like if you're not a business with your licenses all set up, we actually have to charge you tax like you're a regular customer. But if you're a dealer, you don't have to pay tax on it because it's only the final buyer that has to.
Button joints. I don't know what you meant by that. I've got a couple slip joints and button locks.
Button joints. With the 173rd, oh man, they have a cool freaking patch. Yeah, I was hanging out with the 508 for a little while. Not too long. Helping their unit out. We just swapped patches. I wasn't in the 82nd. I did get attached to the 101st for a while when I was deployed. So that's where I got that from. Right on, Jeff. 173rd. I knew some guys that were over there. They were freaking Italy with the 173rd. Lucky bastard. I always wanted to go to Italy.
I don't know. When I think of Italy, I think of Ferrari, and then I think of Stuck Up. That's all that comes to mind when I think of Italy.
Bamberg. See, I was supposed to go to Fallingbostel, Germany, and then COVID happened. And then all of a sudden, I was going to the Middle East instead of Germany.
Yeah, there you go.
Really wanted to go to Germany, though. That was supposed to be a cool mission.
With it went from civilized with beautiful buildings and architecture to holy shit, I'm out in a desert.
And you know, I live in Arizona, so I was thinking desert. Okay, desert to desert. No. No, see, our desert has vegetation and trees and, you know, water sometimes.
There's just dirt.
It's dunes and trash. That's it. I woke up on a bus and I was like, wait, where am I? Because I don't remember a lot of how we were traveling for so damn long, flying across the Atlantic. You hit Ireland, you hit Belgium, you hit Kuwait, and then I barely remember being awake or conscious for some of it. And then you wake up, and I'm like, how did I even get on this bus? And I'm like, oh, cool, dude, you're awake. Look out the window. I'm like, what? Sand. Just sand.
You seen that one comedian? He isn't around anymore, but he's talking about how to end world hunger.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. The one that yells a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he was in. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Crap. It's gonna bother the heck out of me. Oh well, I know. I can picture his face though. And he has that one movie where he's screaming about Vietnam.
Yeah. I just thought that was hilarious because it made way too much sense.
It's like maybe just move where there's some food.
Yeah. maybe you should move to where the fucking food is.
Yeah, there's certain places. I mean, there's a reason a lot of civilization grew up near rivers
Yeah.
because they had water, so they could grow food.
See this? This is sand. You know what it's going to be 100 years from now? It's going to be
Still
sand.
Except that one guy who turned a patch of desert into an actual. I guess it's classified as a forest now. He basically kept planting trees, and he actually changed the local climate enough by just tending to trees and all sorts of plants that he kept growing somewhere in Africa, where it was supposed to just be desert there. And
That's
he
wild.
grew it up enough to turn it to like actually change the environment and climate around it.
Yes, Fluffy Bunny, exactly.
You live in a fucking yes. Love Germany. Yeah, man. See that? And they told us that's what sucked about the Middle East is you're not allowed to drink because general order number 1, you can't drink because we're in a dry country. We're around a culture that does not interact with or use alcohol. So they said. Do you know who was illegally selling the alcohol to the troops? The locals. Where did they get it? I don't know. Did I see them also drinking? Yes, I did.
Well, now I got a question for you. Why does that matter?
What, that the locals? Yeah. The
Oh,
British didn't give a shit. The British
what
brought
do
their
I
own
care
food
what
with
you
them.
drink?
Because we're supposed to be morally superior and conscious to their problems and issues and their way of life.
When has
Put
that
them
ever won a
2
war?
beers a week. Yeah. I wasn't asking for like, hey, let's get all wasted every day. I'm just saying, hey, what about Friday night? Maybe have 2 beers. The
Yeah.
Air Force would.
See, that's what I'm talking about. When has being culturally sensitive won a war?
Has not. Never won a war.
Glad we can agree on that.
Oh man, I always wanted to go to Korea too. And that was another one that got canceled. Hey, we're going to Korea. No, you're not. All the fun places. The Army never
Oh,
sent
by
me
the
into
way,
the
we
fall.
changed our mind. You're going to the desert. Yeah.
I just came from a desert. Why are we going again?
Yes,
Actually,
but
that was kind of funny. Is certain people from certain states did really well. Certain people from other states not so well. So, for example, the hottest temperature I experienced was like 131 to 133 in full kit.
Damn.
So that freaking sucked. But I'm from Arizona. So while it did suck and I was downing water like crazy, I was at least somewhat used to the heat. The poor bastards from Maine that joined them were dropping left and right from heat exhaustion. It didn't matter how much water they drank or how much shade they were able to get. They just weren't used to that kind of heat. Whereas in Arizona, it was 117 a few weeks back in July.
See, here in Idaho, we get everything. So we get I think the hottest it's been here is 115, and the lowest it's been is negative 25 or something. And I've lived through both of those, and it's kind of just the same. You get used to it. Eventually, you get
Your body adapts to it over time.
Oh well, my truck still starts. It doesn't matter.
Yep, you just adapt to it over time. That's what we were supposed to do. Is they sent this funny thing is they sent it to Texas because they're like, well, you need to finish up paperwork and finish up some pre-deployment training, and you know it's also part of heat acclimatization. I'm like, we're from Arizona. Why are we here for heat acclimatization? It's not any hotter here. It was actually hotter in Arizona than it was in Texas.
Tell me about it. It was.
And they're like, well, and I get it after watching other people from other states suffer so much. I'm like, that heat acclimatization probably would have helped some of them, but not all of them got that. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. You wasted heat acclimatization on Arizonans when you should have given it to the people from Maine.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind, it's the government. Everything's run smoothly through the government.
Everything, absolutely, nothing could ever go wrong.
No, it's the government. Don't you trust the government?
That's a question I actually get a lot. They're like, weren't you in the military for like 10 years? Like,
Yeah.
don't you? Yeah. Yeah. But just like Pepperidge Farm, I remember some shit. So, no, I don't trust the government.
Oh, some of these people. That's great. Trying to see if something fits.
What's that farmer's thing? You know a thing or two because you've seen a thing or two.
Yes. I mean, I've been on the internet. We'll put it that way. And that should be enough to understand that I've seen some shit too. I just haven't been there in person. And frankly, I'd rather not see some shit again.
Oh, there'll be more.
Oh, definitely. But that doesn't mean I want to be there for it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
God.
I just gotta.
I missed all the drinking, Jeff. That's what I missed all the soju and the cheap Korean tailors.
Well, I completely missed out on going to almost any other country.
I've been to several.
I've been
I
to
will say
Mexico, and that's
people
it.
would appreciate what they have a little more if they visited certain countries.
I'll agree with that.
Like if you see how some people live in some other countries,
Well,
people here would appreciate it more if they witnessed that firsthand.
yeah, I'm a YouTuber now. I can't go to other countries unless I'm making content. That's not how that works, but I've seen how other people live, and in the poorer side of Mexico, and it's not great, but they live.
I think my favorite people to watch that were, I guess, detached from what you call regular society were the Bedouin people or Bedouin. I always struggle to pronounce that. But basically, they're traveling nomadic people that travel around the Middle East. And you'll always see them with herds of camel and whatnot. And when I first saw some of them, they were moving around with salvaged gear from Desert Storm. It's part of their camps, and they would put their camps up, and they take them down, and they move, and they keep moving, and they go around and get all the salvage, and that's how they made a living was their camels and whatever they could salvage out of the desert.
That's wild to me.
And they're like I guess, nationless people. They just traverse borders throughout the Middle East, and sometimes they come into problems from whatever country they're passing through, and sometimes no problems at all. Everyone knows who they are, traveling around the Middle East, various different groups.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
It's interesting.
It sounds
I
like it.
also saw them set a camel on fire, so that was
Sounds like
weird.
basically junkyard people.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah,
But they
they'll salvage everything and they'll sell whatever they think's valuable. They'll sell whatever, and I mean they do actually go to like the markets and they go to cities and whatever, but then they travel around. And they'll trade, sell whatever.
I don't have the patience to be walking everywhere like that.
Yeah, that's some biblical ages type stuff that I'm not down for.
No, I've got a Chevy, and I'm kind of happy with that. So
That's what I miss about the Middle East. The Toyota Hilux, the battle wagon of nations.
we should have gotten that.
We should. I mean, they're in Mexico.
Sure, but they're not here.
Yeah, and if you bring them over here, you have to somehow expensively make them come into compliance.
Stupid.
Which, good luck with that.
Francisco, what's up?
Yeah, we are in Arizona. We don't have a physical storefront, but we do have a few stores here that sell some of our slides. The hub in Tucson, Mesa, and Lakeside have some of our slides, as well as Serious Arms up in Prescott. Otherwise, we just sell all our stuff online. Hey, Don J, what's going on?
See, I'm not really into Toyota, but I have an understanding that small trucks get shit done, and they should be allowed here.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially when you're loading mortars on the back of them, freaking 20 millimeter anti-aircraft guns, all kinds of stuff. Things are great.
We deserve this shit.
We just need to do that to the Ford Ranger.
No, we need the old Ranger back.
Oh yeah, the new one's not as good.
New one's huge.
It's almost like an F-150.
It's an F-150 from the 90s size.
Yeah.
Like
They
my
want us
truck's
to have
1500
disposable
from the
vehicles.
90s.
Yeah, the Hilux will run too long on whatever you put in it.
That's
Yeah, Francisco, if you're in Tucson, Mesa, or Lakeside, or Prescott, you can visit any of those local shops. If they're out of something, they can always order more for us, and we can ship it right to that shop. Otherwise, yeah, just hit us up on our website. Or eBay, we're on there too, but prefer the website. eBay takes 13.6% of the sale. Minimum.
freaking eBay.
Up to 30% if you're advertising, which of course we are.
That's stupid.
Yep, but people trust it, and because it's been around so freaking long.
I
You're
can,
like, I could buy it from your website, but I'm going to go with eBay.
I can understand that. See, when I sell these things, I give people the option. I only go through Cash App, and as I'm looking more and more into it, PayPal is a bunch of assholes.
Oh yeah, if you're anything weapons related, stay away from PayPal. I have known other slide manufacturers and other people in a similar industry as us. PayPal has frozen their assets.
Yeah,
So,
they sit there and
yeah.
hold it hostage, and you can't do anything about it.
Yep. And when you're a small business, when PayPal is holding $5,000 from you, that's a great way to go out of business.
Yeah, quite quickly. So I use Cash App. They may warn people that it may be a scam, but I've never scammed somebody, so I don't really feel the need to do anything about it.
That's where the reputation comes in with like a lot of the customer service and stuff. Like, actually, I've got one. I'll talk about this one a little bit. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, my Chevy just hit 200,000 like last week, and it's got an oil leak from the rear main seal. Other than that, it's fine.
Yep, found it. Okay, so this was a customer service thing. The guy had messaged us when he bought a slide. I'm not going to say who he is or what he bought, but he says, please choose the shipping method carefully. The Postal Service bounced the last one I ordered throughout the state. I know it's free shipping, but please do what you can. Thank you. So what we did was we're like, oh, okay, we'll make it registered mail and he can sign for it. That way we ensure that he gets the product, that there's no issues. That's the best we can do on our end. I can't make the Postal Service do anything more.
No.
You know, so he then goes and says, you know, registered mail, required signature. Who told you that you get to make up the rules? You've delivered to me before, and this is not my first purchase. I did not have to go through this BS the first time. And he goes on for a little while. I'm like, dude, you asked us to. It's like, okay, like we tried. Like we tried to do it different, like because you were having an issue.
Yep.
And so, sure enough, they go and they try to deliver it, but he wasn't at the home. With, you know, for anything signed, they take it back to the local post office, and they'll either try again or try to get you to come and pick it up. So he tries to go and pick it up, and he says they couldn't find it. So I'm betting the mail carrier probably still had it before they had returned. And so he goes to leave, and then they call him, "Hey, we found it. We got your packet." And so he goes and gives, you know, us another ration of crap about that. And he's like, you know, he is right to a point. He did not request signature, but he did request us, you know, to try.
To change.
Like, that's all I could do. Or all we could do, rather, because I didn't approve that. But still. It's like, okay, well, instead of just regular shit, the only thing more we can do is registered mail and signature. Like, you'll be sure to get it, and it'll be tracking.
I mean, I always put tracking on everything I sell too.
Yeah,
I don't do the whole signature thing unless it's something like this, where the thing
we've had
costs $2,000.
like, or if something's too expensive, like it's a large order, yeah, signature. Or if like certain areas, we've had people say, "Hey, I've had issues getting mail." It's like, okay, you've had issues getting your mail, signature.
Yep.
We're putting signature. Like, I'm not gonna play a game later where I didn't get my package. It's like, no. We've got tracking, we've got signature. You got it.
And if you didn't sign it, then you didn't get it.
Yeah.
Tough shit. Go pick it up.
Yep. Go pick it up at your local post office, or eventually it'll get returned back to us saying they're undeliverable. And we'll try again, but it's going to be signature.
Jeff says he wants one of those turbo slides because he's got a ported barrel.
Let's see. He bought off Delta Team Tactical. It has a Faxon barrel and a Faxon Exos compensator, but I want one of those turbo slides with the ported barrel. We have some of those on our website. Just a turbo slide like this one. Whole bunch of different colors, different camos. Feel free to check it out. Just go to stifflymanufacturing.com. You can see all of them on there.
I'll agree that the audio is a little bit fuzzy, but other than that, I'm not getting a whole lot.
I am hearing a mild distortion.
I wonder what's causing that.
Could be the crappy speaker on my phone.
Fair enough. I've never had that complaint on one of my live streams before, so
I presume anyway.
I don't
Because
know.
normally I'll have headphones in speaking with it, so they probably wouldn't catch that distortion. But I think I have a bad speaker on this phone, so it's probably putting some distortion through it.
I don't have firearm money. I have knife money. If it's tolerable, then good.
His crackhead neighbor steal packages. Man, that's why you got to set up bait packages.
A package full of dog shit is pretty good.
I like that glitter guy back when he was still popular.
Yeah. See, I thought about doing a business where I ship people fake dog shit that's like in a bag, and the bag's full of fart spray or something, and
Oh yeah,
somebody steals the package and then they open that bag and it just smells fucking rank.
he did not use enough spray. I would have been far more unkind.
No, see, I would have had that whole package sealed, and then when you open it, like the whole package is full of a full bottle of fart spray. So as soon as that shit opens after sitting on a hot porch, oh my god.
It'd clear out the whole house. That's what I would want.
The thing is, with the glitter thing, they're gonna end up dropping it if they didn't put it on a table, and then the fart spray goes everywhere.
Yup.
You will never get that smell gone.
Plus the glitter.
Yeah,
Gotta
plus
have that micro glitter.
he never sold those because he thought it was too destructive. I think it's Mark Rober on YouTube.
Yeah, he might have wanted FedEx or UPS path, but we use USPS with their tracking. So that's pretty much what we use. We might use FedEx if we're dealing with businesses, but individuals get USPS.
I hate FedEx with a passion.
Yeah,
They
lost
suck.
one of my packages.
In my experience with FedEx, if I'm receiving something from FedEx, expect it to be a day late, minimum.
Oh yeah, and they've lost a couple of mine, and they couldn't figure out what the heck happened to them. I'm like, okay, cool.
I promise you, the one thing that the government does right most of the time is shipping shit.
Usually, they'll still lose stuff from time to time, but
Every once in a while, they'll lose something, but let's be real here. We shipped nuclear missiles, nuclear bombs. We've shipped so much stuff. And
oh yeah,
most of the time it all goes great. Sometimes something gets lost. Like, a couple nuclear bombs are missing, but
Yeah,
no
it's
big
okay. It's somewhere in Alabama, somewhere powering some, rednecks still.
yeah,
It'll be okay.
powering a city block for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
There we go. Oh yeah, Jeff, or anyone who's watching, we're still running that 15% off for Labor Day. That ends on Sunday. So if one of you are on the fence about picking up a slide, check that out.
You're not wrong. That's when some of the I think that's when the German soldiers said they figured out that they lost. It's because we had a fresh chocolate cake shipped over there,
Yep.
and it was still fresh by the time it got there when they intercepted mail.
The Navy during World War II converted a ship, and they had industrial cement mixers churning ice cream on the ship. This ship just made ice cream, and in different flavors.
Yep.
So in the Pacific, our guys had ice cream, and I think I think there was a story similar to that with the Germans. When the Japanese found out we had a warship dedicated to ice cream,
They
that
figured.
they kind of knew.
Yep.
Yeah, we're good. We're good at logistics when it comes to warfare. When we choose, we really want to go to war. We're good at it.
Yeah.
It's when we half-assedly go to war that things don't go so well.
I've heard a thing about it's almost like when we can take over a country in a week, but then we sit there and struggle with some group. I will not speak of the group, but for 20 years.
Yep, it's almost like they don't have an actual plan on what they want to do with that country. Nation building is not, and that's something I think the average public person does not understand. Nation building is not a 4-year project. We are still in Japan. You're still in Korea. You're still in Germany. Nation building is a 50-year minimum investment on fixing a country because you have to have a new generation grow up under whatever establishment you have created. So if you want to fix a country, 20 years is not enough.
We can destroy a country in a week, no problem. It's bringing it back from that destruction that takes forever.
Yep. And we did did some good headway on it, building schools, women had jobs, little girls were going to school. What's that called? The life rate, I guess.
Mortality rate.
Mortality rate. There it is. Just went down. They were actually living longer while we were there. Electric grids were built, all kinds of stuff. And sure enough, you let them run it without the intervention, without establishing things, and it goes to shit.
Yep.
Tactical. Because we didn't let a whole new generation rise up to take over and keep things running. Now the same old dudes who were fighting the last war and the war before that are still alive, took back over. Hey, tactical llama. Focus. It's like, I don't know what you guys expected. You have to have a whole new generation grow up to actually fix a country. That's what happened with Japan, Korea, Germany. Whole new generation grew up under the new order, I suppose you could call it. We didn't let that happen in this one. Nation building, it's a 50-year project minimum. Could be up to 100 years.
I often question why we sit there and help countries that hate us so much.
Some of it keeps the issues away from us. We could do it in other ways. It's just, it does push things around in ways that we want. I don't think we do it well enough. I mean, it's the government. We don't do anything well.
Except shipping.
Shipping and logistics. They're good at that.
Yep, that's about the best the best thing we got going for us.
Hey, I'm fine with that, Fluffy. Just we got to occupy it correctly. Too many half-asses. That's what causes problems. You can't half-ass a war.
Nope.
You can't half-ass an occupation. It's like our guys did a really good job with what they had. They did not have much to work with.
I think one
Nor
of the
no
biggest
real
disasters
goal.
in history was just all of Vietnam. That was a shit show.
Oh God, yeah.
All for fighting communism.
When it came to the actual war fighting, we kicked the crap out of that. But it was the politics and the humanitarian aspect of it and the rebuilding that we kept half-assing and screwing up.
It was a lot of bureaucratic BS. Like the
Like,
whole. Go ahead.
like you had all the Viet Cong, North Vietnamese running into other countries like Laos, Cambodia, and then our side was like, well, you can't chase them in there and kill them. Why? They're harboring the enemy. The correct answer is to go in there and kill them. Give that nation an option. Hey, help us ferret them out, or just stay out of our way. And if you don't, I guess we're shooting you too. That's what we did in World War II. Help us, or stay out of the way, or you're also the enemy. And it worked.
Yeah, Vietnam was the thing that comes to mind when I think of Vietnam being a shit show was the whole Air Force side of things, specifically dogfighting. You had to get visual confirmation that the plane that you are going up against isn't an ally because I think we had one friendly fire situation.
And if they think those are going away, they're not. We had friendly fire incidents in Desert Storm. I think we even had multiple friendly fire incidents during the DWAT. So friendly fire is just an unfortunate fact of war. It happens.
Yep.
Innocent people getting killed in war is very sad, but it does happen. You try to mitigate it as best you can, but sometimes people are going to get in the way.
Now, don't
It's
get me wrong,
unfortunate.
when it's in video games, it's hilarious, but in
No,
person, that's a completely different animal.
yeah. Best you can do is mitigate it. Sometimes people just walk into the killing field, or sometimes there's bad intel. It's unfortunate. Nobody feels good about it.
No. And shit
Hey,
happens.
have a good one, Jeff.
Just like everything else, shit happens.
Yep. So we're like, for all the criticism we receive, we're really good at telling people, hey, we're going to go do this thing. Probably don't be there,
Yeah.
which arguably gives the enemy too much room to maneuver, depending on who you're talking to. But we tell people all the time, hey, we're going to go do this thing. Maybe just don't be there. Or, hey, we're doing this. We're telling you we're doing this. We can't tell you exactly when, but it's happening. Plan accordingly. We do a really good job of that compared to other nations.
It's so nice for us to give away our plans to other people.
The one thing we probably could fix is the easy access to TMs and FNs. Any of the field manuals and technical manuals that are public knowledge, because I can tell you for a fact, those groups did study our own material because they're publicly available. Anybody can go study them. You want to go learn the same stuff that Army Rangers know on a technical manual level, you can go do that. Books are out there. They're free.
You know what I think is stupid is that nobody is getting serious punishments on the War Thunder forums
Oh yeah,
That is so stupid. From any side of things, they're not getting harsh enough punishments because it's still happening.
yeah. We've been laughing at Air Force people for that for a while now.
And yeah, the mini Adamas, I just got it today. It still needs cleaned up, but pretty solid condition overall. Crewware, solid knife. Thick though. I just
Yeah,
don't understand how they can get away with that. Like you get 5 years or something, some stupid short number.
yeah. I wonder if there's a mandatory minimum, like there is with drugs and certain things that you minimally have to start. So even if the judge doesn't want to, per law, they have to say there's a mandatory minimum that we cannot get around. So I wonder if they just don't have one, and so it's at the judge's discretion.
I don't know. I mean, most of the time it's military members doing it. From different countries, mind you, not just the US. Russians do it too because they want their vehicle in the game to be slightly better because that's how it is in real life.
Oh
Like
yeah,
nobody needs to know on either side of anything the weapons range of an F-16. We shouldn't be telling people that at all.
at least until it's outdated, then we've moved on to something else.
Sure, but when's that going to happen?
Yeah, we're not using F4s anymore. People can know what those are doing.
Well, the F4 was big and got shit mileage, so I can understand why we don't use them anymore. The F-15, I'm surprised we're still using that. And they're still getting updates, too. We'll see you later,
But they
Fluffy.
can be executed for it. But there's factors. They have to determine if if their intent was to aid the enemy, or if it did directly aid the enemy. You can go to prison for up to 30 years or be executed. But there's no minimum.
That sounds like treason right there.
Yep. Espionage.
Espionage. Yep, there you go. Military espionage, not corporate.
The severity of the punishment is determined based on the gravity of the compromising information of national security.
Well, I will admit, the War Thunder devs, the people that are, or the moderators for the forums, are pretty good about deleting shit. But they shouldn't have to be.
Have a good one, Fluffy. Thank you. Yeah, and that's really all they can do. That's why Facebook is so aggressive, I think, is they probably had legal pressure from the government or whoever, and that's why they're as crappy as they are now.
So there's the other thing. We were talking about this earlier. I can understand companies not allowing free speech on their platforms. And the reason I can understand it is it's not a public space. It's their platform. You know, it's not a country. It's not a place. It is a business. And they have the right to do what they want with their business. Whether I think it's right or not, that's not their problem.
I mean, we saw that with Twitter before Musk owned it. However, people want to feel about that was that they were allowing certain groups, who shall go unnamed, say whatever they wanted, but then they were heavily moderating people of a different political opinion.
Yep. That's the same thing with Facebook, and they outright admitted it last year.
Yep, they're like, this is our platform, we can do what we want, pretty much.
Yep. It was just
like, for example, we're following the rules. If you look at like one of our posts, we quite often have disclaimers on anything that's meta, and occasionally YouTube and a few others. But I should reach out to them again. But let's pull one up so I can refresh myself. I wrote this when I was not tired and was dealing with legal BS at the time. Here we go. Disclaimer to Facebook / Meta, etc. We do not sell firearms. Stifler Manufacturing LLC is a veteran-owned business registered in the state of Arizona that has a physical brick-and-mortar workshop and online retail store. We sell products that are lawful in all 50 states and are not restricted by any federal law in accordance with the right to bear arms and the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. Now, the reason we stated it like that, besides being a middle finger, is that per Facebook's own rules, if you are a business with a brick and mortar shop and or an online retail store, you are allowed to promote and talk about your product to include firearms. However, the mods or bots or AI that they use to detect stuff like this is not exactly up to date on their rules or the fact that we're a business. Hence the constant cycling of us being restricted and unrestricted.
Ain't that fun?
And there's no way to really, for example, one of the ones they keep nailing us on was a post we made 10 months ago in November, wishing the Marine Corps a happy birthday and veterans a happy Veterans Day. And hey, here you go, here's 10% off our slides. And they had a huge fit with that. We're a business. It's not like I'm trying to sell these on the street corner, I have to pay taxes.
I mean, you could sell them on the street corner if you wanted to, but you still have to pay taxes.
Yeah. Which is just a huge thing. Who loves paying taxes?
Well, I can tell you for one, I don't. It sucks.
Oh, heck yeah, it does. Especially once you start doing business taxes. I mean, granted, there's a lot of stuff you could write off that's business expenses. Like every time we go to the range, any of the expenditure of ammunition is business expense. We have to test our product. So we just keep receipts. But damn. Every time we buy tools, business expense. Every time we travel to certain places, like SHOT Show, that was a business expense. Because we had to spend money to get there, stay there, interact there, and the whole thing was a giant business venture.
That is, I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, running the business part of things? Yeah,
yeah. Well, my sister is she's going to doing college stuff for business, but she wants to be a welder. But my thought was maybe, just maybe, I could convince her to help me out with running a business.
It needs help. When my brother first started doing this, he was by himself and he drove himself crazy doing 18, 20-hour days. And so we all ended up you are going to need help from friends, family, every small business, because there's all kinds of things that you can't run yourself because you're so busy doing all the other things that need to keep things going. And it could be little things, even little things just like social media, talking to people, meeting and greeting, reaching out to businesses, because you're so focused on doing the mechanical side, the technical side of the business. There's other things that need to be handled, admin and public outreach, all kinds of crap. Logistics too. Figuring out shipping, oh my god.
Yeah, the things I'm not looking forward to are, like, I like the talking to people. My channel's faceless, but I'm the hands. I was going to say the face of my channel. But you get the point. I'm not looking forward to the back end of things.
Like it's the boy friends who sounds great.
And there's another thing is I don't think I want to hire most friends or most family members, because then money gets involved with relationships and it just doesn't really work out.
My recommendation is be outright honest about when you cannot pay and what to expect. Because a new business, us included, does not make a real profit until year 3 to 5. Because everything goes back, every amount of money you make goes back into the business. New products, fixing things, improving things, everything goes into the business.
Yeah.
I mean, we've rebuilt our paint booth 4 times now just to make it better.
Well, when you decide that you're up for that you want to try making knives, if you decide that you want to do that, I'd rather them made here in the U.S. than made in China.
It's possible that we might do something like that in the future because we've wanted to branch out of block slides for a little while now. And we were going to do that with the SIG P320. And that was the plan long before all the issues started popping up.
So did you change your mind yet?
Yeah. We changed our mind before the ice metal came out. And even if the issue's fixed, even if what we made is perfectly good, it's the public perception that there's no point in fighting.
Yeah, there's no point in fighting against what everybody already thinks of the P320.
Yep. I mean, we might do the 365 just because people still like it and there seems to be no issues with it. We might do that, but I'm still not sure. And then for all the others that are out there, is there still a patent? And I haven't done the research because I've asked people like, hey, you want us to do that slide? Is the slide still patent protected? Because if it is, we have to reach out to who's still making it and basically get permission. Otherwise, they could sue us.
25 years, right?
Yeah. Or like, for example, the D-Eagle, people ask us to make slides for that. It happens pretty regularly, several times a month. And we can't because it's still under patent. Nobody can touch it.
I didn't know the D-Eagle wasn't 25 years old.
Yeah, or even if after 25, you can get your patent renewed, apparently, which I guess Disney's been doing that for decades.
Okay, so I was talking to you, or I've talked to you multiple times. Said CZ slide when?
CZ slide, yep. My understanding is the 10 might not be patent protected because there seems to be other people doing aftermarket stuff to it. My concern with the CZ is that there's so little real estate to actually do like work on it.
I can
It's
understand
such a
that.
thin slide in comparison. Might still be able to do stuff with it. We could probably make it ported, new grips, and definitely different Theragoat options.
You have a good one.
Oh, Fluffy's heading off.
Yep.
Have a good one, Fluffy.
So yeah, the P10C was released in 2017, but I've seen aftermarket slides for them. And the other thing about CZ owners is they tend to want to spend more money on their shit. I don't know. It's all up to you on how much you want to charge on these things, but some of the slides that I've seen for them run like $500 just for the slide.
Yeah, it looks like patents are still on the P10, so I wonder what aftermarket stuff people are doing with it. Patents that were filed between 2014 and 2017. So yeah.
Well, let's see.
I wonder if they're doing aftermarket work on, like I've seen with some of the Smith & Wesson slides, where someone sends an OEM off and gets it milled into something new, and then it gets resold. They could be doing that.
That might be what's going on. Primary machine, optics ready, factory slides. Okay. Look around a little more.
Like I know the 1911 is long since off patent. I'm freaking saying.
Yes, I'm over 18, and no, I don't want to join your newsletter.
Oh, the CZ75 is not under patent.
That's a great gun, but I don't know if people carry those as often as the P10.
Yeah. For example, the MOS cut, we can't really touch the MOS because that still falls under a Glock patent. So our optics will remain Trijicon RMR. And when we go to do the 43, it looks like we're probably going to do the RMR CC. I don't think the 365 is under patent, but I mean, I've seen a lot of people doing the SIG M17, and that's relatively new, so I'm confused by that one as well.
I have no clue. I've thought about doing a patent on some stuff that's knife related, and patents are so damn expensive.
There was a lawsuit in 2021 over patent infringement for the P365 involving its magazines.
Okay, well, you're not touching magazines.
Yep. But I don't see anything about its slide or frame. But I have seen aftermarket stuff. So it could be some people are also that some people are little fish in a big pond doing things that they maybe haven't gotten noticed yet. I can tell you, we've already been noticed by Glock. We were noticed by Glock when we first started.
Maybe the move is you reach out to SIG and ask if they have patents on things.
Yeah.
I think that's the better way of going instead of doing all this research or R&D into parts just for you to not be able to release them.
Oh, SIG was suing Springfield over the Hellcat. Huh. Maybe I don't want to reach out to SIG. The Glock attorneys were very nice, very straightforward.
Well, that's nice. Wish more
Yeah.
people were straightforward onto shit.
They were just like, hey, look, we see what you're doing. It's legal. Just don't do it like this, and you're good to go. We're like, oh, okay, cool. And because we, like many other manufacturers and retailers, made the same mistake. You can't list things as G19 or G17. Glock has all of that copyrighted.
And copyrights I know can be extended. I'm not sure about patents though.
Hence why these are called SM19 and SM17 and the future SM26, and why other companies do the same thing. Now you can say for SM7 or for Glock 17, G17, you can say compatible with, works with. You cannot directly say G17, which there's more than a few companies I see that still do that. And once Glock attorneys find out about it, they'll reach out to them and say, hey, stop. And this is the verbiage you're supposed to use. Mostly it's about a confusion thing. They don't want people to be confused to think that other companies are actually working with or making products for Glock. They want people to say, this is an aftermarket company that makes products that are compatible per what they say with Glock, not per what Glock says, if that makes sense.
It's legalese. I mean, it's how it always is.
Like on our website, we actually have to put on there that Glock does not endorse or warrant or authorize that this product fits with their products. It's
Welcome back. His mic broke.
I guess so. Okay, that is probably where I'm going to have to end it then. I'm sorry, I don't know how to fix this.
I mean, and it.
Oh god, that sounds awful on my end. How bad is it for you guys? Yep, my audio went to total shit. It's the ATF. How's that? Nope.
Damn.
Oh, yep. Oh boy.
Nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, guys, I guess that's where we're gonna end tonight. I'm gonna see if I can get this dealt with for the next live. But good talking with you, man. I'm sorry to say this is how it ended.
Well, that's an interesting game. So we'll see that.
Okay. Yep, there it goes. All right. Have a good one, everybody.
We'll see you later. Have a good one.